So in this video, I want to show you how you can personalize BuyBotPro so you can make it work for you. Because obviously, as a virtual assistant, there's going to be things in BuyBotPro that you don't need to use. So you can make it very personalized to exactly what you need to see. And you can do that by clicking on these little up and down arrows that you can see here in BuyBotPro. So if you click on those arrows, it will show you all the features of BuyBotPro. And then you can think about what it is that you're going to need depending on how your boss likes to work. So let's assume your boss is selling just in the UK or just in the US, and therefore you don't need to worry about European information. So you can have a look down here, and you'll obviously need the calculator. You're going to need the dashboard. You're going to need alerts. You're going to need details and discounts because you're going to want to apply discounts potentially that you find where you can get the product cheaper for your boss. You're obviously going to want the AI analysis. The ROI, so the return on investment, you're going to need to check that. IOSS, if your boss doesn't sell in Europe, then you can toggle that off because you don't need to use IOSS if your boss sells in the US or just in the UK. You might want to keep notes on because you might want to add some notes. Exporting data, you're going to want to do that because you want to export your deals. And all of this we're going to cover in other videos as well. You've got your estimated sales calculator, you're going to need that. Competition analysis, you're going to need that. If they're only selling in the UK or the US, you don't need the multi-market analyzer, so you could switch that off. You're going to want to keep the manual sourcing because that's going to be really key for you, and obviously you're going to want to keep the VA toolbox. If your boss doesn't want you to get involved in repricing and getting involved in all of those extra tasks, then you can toggle off Profit Protector Pro. You'll probably want to go into use the search function, but you might not. You might just use the manual sourcing in order to source. Seller Central, you might not need to go into there at all, so you can turn that off. And potentially you don't need the ASIN history, so you could turn that off. And when you've done all that, you'll see how much smaller BuyBotPro becomes because you've turned off a lot of the features. So you can make it very specific to you. If once you've done this, you forget something that you wanted, you can always come back in here and reset it, and it will just reset it to the standard view. But if you click save, then you can see that BuyBotPro is already going to be a lot shorter because we've eliminated a lot of the information. Now, not only can you do that, but you can move things around as well. You can drag and drop these to wherever you want them to be. So if there's things that are really important to you and your boss says, this is particularly important to me, then you can click it and move it to wherever it works for you and however you like to view BuyBotPro. So I'm going to put it back to standard view and save it there. But what you can also do to personalize BuyBotPro is to use these options here. So you can put BuyBotPro on the left of the screen if you can prefer. You can put it on the right of the screen and embed it. Or you can have it just sitting on the page like that on the right hand side. So you can choose all of those options depending on what you'd like to do. So obviously in this view, BuyBotPro's moved the page to the left and is sitting on the right hand side. On this view, BuyBotPro's on the left hand side and it's moved the page to the right. Whereas on this view, BuyBotPro is sitting on the page. So you can do whatever works for you and however you find that easiest to work with BuyBotPro. But you can personalize this as much as you need to work in the way that you work. So feel free to go into here and personalize BuyBotPro to the way it works best for you.